Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today we're in the noisy data center because I have the Hewlett-Packard Enterprise CL3100 G3 on. It's the cloud line, and I kind of internally I call it the hurricane line because it's yeah, you notice that it's there. So I was messing around with making a big storage thing on there, and I thought that I would bring you along and we could have a look at what we're doing here. It's kind of noisy, but let's see if we can do this anyway. So the server is here where we put it. I have just connected power and a DAC cable up to the 10 gigabit switch up there. Monitor and mouse and, well, just this thing. So yeah, I was just about to do this and thought I better bring you along. Let's see where we're at. I have extended this partition here. We can see that now we have the, I should expand that so you can see it better. There. So we have 4 drives in it now. I have 2 3 terabytes and 2 4 terabytes, and in total that gives us 13 terabytes of data. I was gonna copy all my tiers over here from my tier farming server, and they are here. I connected to that mega drive over there, so I think we'll just see how much that is. Oh, it doesn't say. We need to, right? Yes, I'm not gonna do anything. Properties, let's see, we have 91.6 terabytes. Let's see if we can get to that. If the volume becomes that big, minimize that and try and extend our volume here. So this is a spanned volume, which means that when you start putting data on it, it will fill up one volume, and then it will continue to the next volume and the next volume and the next volume. I'll right click and we'll extend the volume, and it will ask us if we're sure. So I'm gonna take some of these. These are 10 terabyte hard drives, so we're gonna add some of these. Let's just add all the 10 terabytes. Let's see if it's good with that. There, how that works out. And it's thinking about it. It was pretty quick at adding the 2 4 terabytes here. That didn't take no time at all. But now it's slightly a bit more space that we are adding. Okay, it did that. It didn't take that long, a minute or so. So now we have, oh, it's gonna get very close. I don't think we have enough space to actually get to where we need to be. But let's see. We have all the 10 terabytes added as well, and we're at, how many was that anyway? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, the camera needed a battery change, so we're on it again. Let's see, let's just add the last 2 and see if we're good to go. Extend volume there, next, and we'll pick those 2. We can't do much more than that. So it says that we will be at 95 terabytes. It is 70, so let's see where we end up. There we are. It added that. We're at 93 terabytes, so I think we'll make it. So we need to make a partition on this huge drive here. I forget how to do that. Okay, I needed to format it before I could do anything, and now I would also expect that it would show up here. We have it. Oh, that's not big enough. Almost big enough. I'm missing like 1 terabyte to fit all of my Chia farming thingies over there. I guess I have to put a few on some floppy drives. I'm ever so slightly curious to how fast I can copy these over, because I'm using 10 gigabit. Let's minimize that. Let's just pick 10. 10 should be about a terabyte. There. And let's try and copy those. Yes, and copy. Just below a terabyte. Oh, that's slow. Is that server on gigabit? Okay, this is rather weird. There's a 10 gigabit card in there, but it's not showing up here. I'm in the BIOS looking for it, and there's 4 1 gigabit ports on the system board, and they're just fine. But that 10 gigabit card is nowhere to be found. Yeah, wonder if that has died. Okay, so this is weird, but we had to get in here anyway. I'll show you that. I have unplugged cables for the server naturally, otherwise it wouldn't come out. Okay, so over here we have the 10 gigabit network card. It's sitting right there. Could it be unhappy with this card? This is a special card for this server. This is an ML2 card. The PCI Express, they have moved it so it doesn't fit in anything else than this server. Or I'm not entirely sure about that. We'll just plug it out and plug it back in. Yeah. And now that we're at it, we might as well see the other card that I'm going to be messing with. This one, this is a SAS expander, and what it does is you can connect this to one port of the rate controller in the server here, and it will expand that port to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other connections, which means that you can connect 32 other devices. More or less, it's more like 24, but because these two, you can actually connect them to drives. At least that's what the documentation says. And it says something about using this port for the. Well, never mind, we're not going to put that in right now, but it's going to go in right here instead of this HBA at some point. But this riser card is special because it has that ML2 slot down there, which is an X8, and then it has a PCI Express X16 up in the top. So I have no idea if there's something wrong with running those two cards at the same time. But let's try and run this without anything else. Okay, I couldn't find the blinders here, or I don't think I have any more. So I put some black tape on there just to not have all the air go out that way, but instead it has to pass through places where it cools stuff. So I hope this isn't dead. And there should be some LEDs lighting up something beneath here, so I should be able to see that if it works. Unfortunately, that seemed to have done absolutely nothing, except that mining card is now gone. So yeah, I have a PCI device down here, but I've been searching for it and it looks like it's some IMM stuff. So I did install that PCI device that was missing, and that did not do anything positive at all, so no improvement. But I saw that this card, which is an NVIDIA graphics card in 1070 Ti, well, that said that it wouldn't be working because there wasn't the resources enough, so maybe this is using some resources that it shouldn't be using, and it, well, more or less, I probably haven't tried to use that network card since this one came in. So we're gonna try and remove this one as well. And I'm not using it in here anyway, so no harm done. Down here is the rate controller, and I just need to, now that we have it out, I'm interested in seeing how this is gonna end up. Let's see, this goes over here. So these cables are luckily very long. That's nice. And they will probably fit in right there. Nice. Cool. My idea is to put this card in, put this connection over here. I hope so, that it will go in there. And then have connections going out the back and other connections going up to the front of the server. There's another expander up here, which I could actually do without, but I'm not using it at the moment. There's no drives in it. So. We still don't have any 10 gigabit Ethernet card here, but as you can see, that missing PCI card is gone. Well, that is really weird. Why this doesn't show up at all. I should have thought that even if the connection was bad, that the card would still be in there. So I think we will do a replacement. We'll put in this card instead. This is an Emulex. I think they are more or less bought up of the same company, all of them. This one used to be a actually this is a Broadcom and has always been a Broadcom. So they are still Broadcom, I believe. Let's try and pop this in instead. Now we can see the difference of those connectors here. This being the ML2, you can see they don't fit, they don't line up to be at the same location. So this slot down here is not usable for anything else at the moment. So I'll need to move my tape. Ever so slightly dusty there. This card was brilliant because it could sit in this riser card together with an X16 and just have the ML2 X8 slot down here. So yeah, I need to get another one, I think. Oh dear, that did not go as planned. Right now I have a Hewlett-Packard card in here because well, this card, well, it wasn't actually this card, it was this card. I installed it and it popped up here in Windows, but I was not able to get anything to connect to this. I tried 3 different SFP pluses and 2 different DAC cables, and it didn't really care. It just didn't want to connect. So while problem solving, I replaced the card and now it works. So I'm gonna keep that in there for a little bit, because this one actually also gets an IP number 34. I've turned the noisy server off at the moment, but I'm gonna turn that on again and we're gonna copy some stuff, see how that goes. Okay, so the noisy server is booting again. I got a good question in the comments of the last video asking if both power supplies was connected, because yes, it's true, if one power supply is powering everything, it might run the fans full speed all the time or be extra noisy at least, but unfortunately it is powered on both power supplies, so that is not it. Unfortunately, that would have been nice if I could just pop both of them in and it would go away. Okay, so many hours later we are ready to try and copy. So I have prepared this and we're gonna try and copy that. Copy. And it's just as slow. Extraordinary. How can that be? Okay, so let's see this. I am copying from the big storage unit, the D6000, which has well, it has 600 terabytes, and I'm copying down here to the SSD drive of the Hewlett-Packard CL3100 G3. And when we copy that, it starts out really good with a gigabytes a second, which as it should be with 10 gigabits Ethernet, but then it drops. So yeah, I did have some network issues, but this is not a network issue. This is a issue with some drives not being fast enough. It starts out with about a gigabit and then it drops to not as much, and I do believe that might be the drives, the limit of how fast it can take data in, which is a bloody shame. So it wants about 5 hours and 45 minutes to put down 1 terabyte onto that spanned volume on there. So I'm gonna try and see how long it estimates it will take if I put it down to the SSD. I think it's gonna be 6 times faster or something like that. I'm not sure if it's gonna fit here. It's probably not, but let's see if it's... yeah. Let's just try with 1. Then we'll have to multiply that with 10. Yeah, it starts out really well. That's about 7 times as fast. And it estimates about 4 minutes, plus probably a minute that I have already spent. So, oh, and it has gone up. Nice. I'm gonna try and copy this single file over, and then we're gonna try and copy that locally on the machine and see if that has any benefit. Okay, I have one plot here, and I'm gonna be copying it over here. So it's gonna copy from the SSD on this machine to the terabyte heavy, which is that span volume of 12 drives. Let's see how that goes. Goes really well to start with here. Let's see if it drops like crazy in just a little bit. Yep. I spent all day trying to get 10 gigabit Ethernet running because I could copy the files over faster, and then the bloody hard drives are slow like heck and can't keep up because of, well, the hard drive is probably good enough. That should be able to do about 160 megabytes per second, but the bloody software spanned volume on there is just not fast enough to get the data in. So that sucks. Okay, I took the spanning volume apart. I didn't like that. So right now I took the 14 terabyte drive in here. I'm gonna start by filling that up, and it's copying data onto that with 200, and well, you can see the number, but it's going really well. That is way above normal. That's pretty good. And well, it started even higher, and then it dropped as it I think it caches. It used up the cache, and now it's running normally. Okay, so now I'm copying 10 items over from the mega drive to the 14 terabyte, and it drops, but it drops considerably less than on the spanning thing. So I'm hoping that it might get around those same. I was very surprised to see 280 megabytes per second on a spinning disk. Okay, so this video took a detour. I was supposed to be talking about this storage expander, and we just barely saw it. And yeah, that's how it goes. Before I can continue that project, I want to empty out those, what was it, 95 terabytes of Chia plots that are on that storage unit down there, and then I can redo the storage. I am not satisfied with the Microsoft storage pool that is on there. So, but it is apparently better than a span volume. So Thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again. And have a really nice day. Bye bye.